The text exists. The signatures do not. That gap is the whole story.
Folks, American and Iranian negotiators have agreed on the text of a memorandum that extends their fragile truce by 60 days, reopens the Strait of Hormuz to commercial shipping, and begins a sequenced framework toward a longer settlement. Trump hasn't signed. And that gap, text without signatures, that's not a clerical delay. That's the deal. 60 days is not a settlement. It's election positioning. The administration gets the gas price relief that Hormuz reopening delivers. Without having to commit to terms, it would have to defend at a campaign rally. The clock runs. The reopening happens. The signatures stay pending. Tehran's pragmatist faction, the people who negotiated the text, they want this signed, because the alternative is escalation they can't afford to absorb. Tehran's hardliners want it killed. Hormuz's response to the leaked text has been silence, which in this context reads as wait and see. What makes this moment unusual is that the verifiable record, the document itself, is real. The interpretive gap is whether it survives the next news cycle.
Here's what's verified across 12 outlets and 19 source articles. With one important caveat, negotiators have agreed on the text of a memorandum of understanding extending the U.S.-Iran truce by 60 days. The framework reopens the Strait of Hormuz to commercial shipping. It begins a sequenced settlement track, contingent on Iranian compliance with prior inspection regimes. Trump's signature is pending. Tehran's public confirmation has not yet come. The caveat: 12 of the 19 outlets sourced this story through anonymous U.S. officials. That's a reporting pattern worth naming. The structure of this draft fits a recognizable pattern in U.S.-Iran diplomacy, a time-bound, conditional framework that buys positioning without committing either side to terms they'll have to defend. 60 days is the tell, long enough to deliver immediate economic value, gas price relief from Hormuz reopening, supply chain normalization for Asian importers. Short enough that no political base has to absorb a permanent settlement. The ratchet versus trapdoor mechanic is what makes these structures load-bearing in practice. Each side gets a deliverable in the first 30 days. If that deliverable holds, the next 60-day extension becomes the path of least resistance. If it fails, both sides have plausible exit. What's unsigned does specific work. Trump retains the option to walk if Iran's hardliners reject the text. Tehran retains the option to deny the deal if its own political dynamics shift. The unsigned document is the deal's escape valve. Israel's signal not sent is the third party's most important contribution. Silence from Jerusalem in the first 72 hours reads as not endorsing, not vetoing, waiting for the actual signing. Israeli posture in week 2 will be the test. 3 readings of this draft. The Trump administration's red, center-right pragmatic deal-making sees a 60-day extension that reopens Hormuz and starts a settlement track as a clear win that demonstrates negotiation strength. The hawkish right read sees a 60-day extension as appeasement of a regime that hasn't meaningfully shifted its strategic posture. The unsigned status is suspicious. The leak pattern is concerning. The Tehran pragmatist read what we can infer from the willingness to negotiate text in the first place is that this window is needed to consolidate before a longer reckoning. Where they agree, the document is real. Where they disagree, whether the signatures will come. Biases detected. Single government source framing. 12 of 19 outlets relied on anonymous U.S. officials, with no equivalent Iranian or third-party sourcing. And narrative anchor on Trump as actor. The document is treated as Trump's decision to sign, with less attention to the multi-party dynamic. Media health score, 68, below the cluster average. The single government source concentration is the load-bearing concern. That's the read. 19 source articles, 12 outlets, 12 of them anonymous sourced. The full caveats are at si-news.ai. Stay sharp.